Des? Can I come in?
I'm sorry, yes. Of course, please. Come in.
You've kept things nice, Des. I tried phoning a few times.
I'm sorry, Caroline. Last few weeks have been manic. I didn't know you were back.
Well, not back exactly. How are you?
Oh, would you prefer tea nowadays?
That's lovely. Listen, Des, I'm afraid I've got some sad news.
Your dad?
Oh, you did know?
I heard he passed away. I'm sorry.
I thought you might be at the funeral.
I meant to, believe me. Things are mad at work. I'm sorry. I know he meant a lot to you.
Yeah. Well, I looked after him at the end, which was difficult. Hadn't realised how much I'd missed him.
Edinburgh's a long way. I'm sorry, no, I just meant that... When are you headed back?
Well, actually, I've got a couple of interviews.
What, here?
Almost. Leatherbridge.
You're still a physio?
Head of department now.
I can believe it.
There's one interview at a private hospital and the other's at St Phil's.
So, you moving back to the Midlands?
Depends on today.
Damn, I need to get ready for work. I've got meetings all day. I'm sorry.
Oh, OK then. It was nice to see you again.
When's your train?
6 o'clock. So I'll have a couple of hours to kill. In fact, I was wondering whether I might perhaps come here. I don't think I can quite face Dad's house.
I'm not sure if I've got a spare key.
Oh. Will this still work? Or have you changed the locks? I mean, of course, people do that when they split up, don't they? It's all part of moving on.
Is it?
I shouldn't have asked.
The locks are the same, Caroline. So it's up to you. Sorry to rush.
Thank heavens for the weekend, eh?
Yeah. Back to reality now.
Jack loved that children's farm, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know the picture he was doing this morning? That was of the piglets.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, no.
What?
That's Joe's activities file for nursery.
Right. It's a lot of work.
Well, they need to get it cracking. I better go and drop it round there now.
What do you want?
I'd like my foot back in one piece. I've got something to say, Hollins, but not out here. Can I sit down?
If you must.
Tell me, have you come across anything like this before, on this scale?
No.
No. They were exceptional circumstances.
Were they?
You don't agree? What about Sergeant Murray? I certainly hope that was exceptional.
It was certainly a shock for all of us.
Exactly. The ends justified the means, for this case.
Did it?
Oh, come on, Hollins. How many years have you put in? 25, 30? We're big enough and ugly enough to take a few knocks for the sake of the greater good, aren't we?
That doesn't wash.
OK. Well, it's just us here. You might as well speak your mind.
Right. You alienated everyone with your blinkered, belligerent and aggressive behaviour. You put the case at risk. If we wouldn't have intervened, you could have... No, you would have failed.
We would have failed. We're on the same side, Hollins.
Really? Well, it didn't feel like it. All those years working in the force, slogging my guts out, putting my life at risk, getting commendations, it all seemed to count for nothing.
You did harbour a criminal. You undermined an ongoing police investigation. You tampered with a crime scene, just in case you'd forgotten.
Exceptional circumstances. The ends justified the means.
Touche. But hiding Weston, you must have known that could have overturned the investigation. When the CPS heard what happened, they threatened to throw out the entire case.
Well, did you have a nice weekend, Mrs. Hollins?
No, it was terrible. Why is this doing this?
Have you tried pressing F1?
No, I am absolutely drained. I can't think straight.
Me too. I've had such a tiring weekend. Here, look at this.
Is that baby Jordan all that mad?
It is.
I hope you had a change of clothes.
I mean, my brain's mush because...
I cannot believe it. Joe will be starting school next year.
I know, it barely seemed 5 minutes since he was born.
So much has happened.
I know, he's doing really well.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
No, preschool is a wonderful age. Of course I do. Sunday school. Such wonderful imaginations.
The things he comes out with.
But children have to conform when they go to school. It is such a shame. All the special things they come out with, the way they think, it will all disappear.
Well, trying to fit in, I suppose.
I'm actually glad to be back at work.
Sorry.
I was talking about the weekend.
Well, I'm sure that Joe will stay as unique as ever. Excuse me.
Mr. Bishop, if you'd like to come through.
Well, we've got to do something then. I'll go and see them. I'll explain properly. That would help, wouldn't it?
Look, I accept that you and Driver were acting in good faith, which is what I told the CPS this morning. They weren't happy, because your antics complicated things, obviously. But they say it shouldn't affect the outcome.
So it's okay then?
Unofficially, I admire what you did. Something still bothers me, Hollins. How come you're still a sergeant?
I told you. I'm a family man. That's my priority.
Family first.
Something like that.
Well, I hope your family won't mind you reporting for duty at Lethbridge Nick tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp.
Seriously?
I'm not sure the boss will stretch to a commendation, Hollins, but your disciplinary has been withdrawn. I'll see myself in.
How'd it go at the nursery?
Well, I gave them the learning advisor's file this morning. They were not keen.
There are other kids in the class.
I suppose some of the activities are quite complicated, aren't they?
And you've got to pick your moment with Joe. His concentration's not the greatest at the best of times. We're just going to have to try our best.
Sure.
Anyway, I just wanted to apologise for earlier, implying that you hadn't moved on or whatever stupid thing it was I said.
Already forgotten. How was the interview?
It was, it was awful. No, I was shaking with nerves. I couldn't string a sentence together. No, they thought I was a complete idiot. I've just got to pick myself up and get on with it, as Dad used to say.
It's not always possible.
He mellowed a lot, you know, when he was ill. Did a lot of thinking about the past.
Yeah?
Yeah, he started questioning things.
I've spent most of my life questioning things. I'm not sure I'll ever understand them. I'm sorry, it's this case.
A nasty one?
You don't want to know.
I am a grown-up, Des.
Okay. Well, it's children being groomed, trafficked, abused. I'm sorry.
Please, don't apologise. They safe now?
Most of them are. There's still a long way to go.
And no one believed them.
They were liars, attention seekers, confused, psychotic, you name it.
Well, at least my story's got a better ending now. That was one of the other things I meant to tell you. I reported it all a couple of months ago. It was Dad. He started asking questions about school. He said he could never understand why I failed everything.
Oh, he was devastated, I'm sure.
Well, he made me promise to go to the police, and so I did.
Come here.
I just wasn't ready before, Des.
I know.
Karen, I'll bet you go out on the town.
Are you asking?
Well, what's the best venue for a Monday night?
Oh, I'm more of a weekend sort of a girl, Askish.
Mrs. T, you enjoy live music?
Oh, I listen to the most magical singing voices in the whole of Leatherbridge every week.
Yeah?
And they've got alcohol as well, but only a mouthful.
A mouthful. You mean church, don't you?
And you are welcome anytime.
So, DCI driver, thank you for coming in. It's been a hell of a few weeks, but I think we've finally got there pretty much, don't you think?
Pretty much.
You don't seem very happy about it.
Well, as you say, it's been hell.
I'm not going to apologise, Lynette, if that's what you're waiting for. I ran this investigation by the book. I had to. It may have seemed harsh, but Treehouse is the toughest case I've worked on in my 40 years on the force. And I've seen some bad ones.
You and me both.
Good. Then you must understand that the Leatherbridge angle was the toughest part to crack.
There are some good people here. We wanted to help. We tried.
Who do I trust? Those poor kids trusted people. Professionals like us, social workers, medics, police officers. Look what happened.
Daisy happened.
Yeah, Sergeant Murray, yeah, and the rest.
They weren't all corrupt.
No. Some of them were incompetent or lazy. Is that better? The people those kids depended on betrayed them. That damages them more.
Yeah, it's unforgivable, but it still doesn't mean that you can...
You can only crack a case like this by never dropping your guard. Not for a second. Now, I admit I had my doubts about you. But you've more than proved me wrong.
Pardon?
I've already spoken with the Deputy Chief Constable, and your suspension's been lifted with immediate effect. Now, Treehouse isn't finished. There's still lots of work to do preparing for the CPS, and I'd value your help.
Me?
You know the case.
Thanks for the offer. But I can't. The answer's no.
You're right, you know.
That's a first.
The nursery doesn't have the time to give Joe what he needs.
Learning activities are time-consuming.
Yeah, but we have to do them now, Daniel. We need to seize the moment. When he starts school, there'll be enough pressure without anything else.
He's too young for a tutor.
Don't be silly. I was wondering, actually, about doing it myself.
We're already doing everything we can.
If he didn't go to nursery, then I would be there, ready to work with him whenever he was focused.
This again.
He's blossomed so much recently. With some more encouragement and less structured time, his development might catch up.
Okay. We had a lovely weekend. We all had a great time, didn't we? Joe was relaxed, but it wouldn't be like that every day.
It could be.
Yeah, you'd get bored, he'd play up, and guess who'd have to pick up the pieces every night?
This isn't about you, Daniel.
Zara, you didn't even take all of your maternity leave. Think about it.
You do understand why I couldn't confide in you.
Well, I do now.
Okay, I may have said a few things that would... You're an excellent detective, Lynette.
It's not a crisis of confidence, sir. It's personal.
Oh, please, surely you can put aside personal dislike if it means putting this scum away. It matters.
Of course it does. No, if things were different, I would happily work with you, sir.
Well, then what? I realise I've caused sleepless nights for a lot of very good officers, and I want to put that right. Please.
Well, the thing is, I'm adopting. Well, I'm trying to adopt.
Good for you.
Yeah, but with the workload recently, I've had to cancel some visits and meetings.
Oh, no.
And now they're questioning my commitment.
No, that's my fault. That shouldn't have happened.
No, well, it was a critical time, sir.
No, you should never have been put in that position. I'm so sorry. You've met the child, then?
Yeah, Scarlett. She's brilliant. And she seems to like me.
How about I speak to the social workers, say your input was essential, that children's welfare depended upon it?
Would you do that?
I'll make any calls you want, Annette. If you and that little girl want a future together, nothing should stop you.
Oh, it was worse than this morning,
Is that possible?
apparently.
Car's this way.
It was good interview practice, that's all I can say.
Don't you like Edinburgh?
It's all right.
You with anyone?
There's been 2 or 3. It's never worked out somehow. You?
No.
No? Des, it's been 15 years.
Well, what can I say? I never wanted anyone else. I kept expecting you to turn up over the years, tell me you wanted a divorce, that you met someone else. I'm glad you didn't. Look, it's hours till your train. Why don't I drop you at the shops?
I'd rather go for a coffee.
I'm sorry, I've got an appointment.
What kind of appointment?
It's nothing.
Parkinson's.
What?
I spoke to your sister.
Oh, she had no right.
She assumed I knew.
That's why you're here.
Yes? And no?
Look, it's very kind of you.
I have sat through 2 tortuous interviews. I didn't do that for you.
I don't need your pity.
I know you don't. And I don't need yours.
Oh, this is all about Treehouse.
Oh, it sounds terrible. I heard about it on the news. Have they arrested everyone?
Certainly hope so. Most of them. Do you know about this?
Not much.
Is Rob working on it?
Can't say.
Is Sergeant Hollins involved? Go on.
It's top secret. All I can say is...
What?
Tell us.
Excuse me?
Oh, I do apologise, sir. Can I help you?
Mr. Noakes? Hello. Dr. Reed isn't available today. Shall I come through? Okay, blood pressure's fine. Are the tremors worse, Superintendent?
It's Des. And I'm afraid they are. They're much worse.
Okay, you've been told to avoid protein near medication times.
It's not always that easy.
I can imagine, but it can help to reduce the effect.
And I've been getting impatient. I've not been the easiest of bosses these last few weeks.
It's a very emotive case.
I've not handled things well.
Stress can aggravate symptoms. Will it all settle down a bit now that the investigation's
There's
finished?
still some mopping up to do, preparing for the CPS to take over. It's not the end of the investigation, I'm afraid.
You must know somewhere, Jimmy. You're a musical kind of guy.
There's plenty of gigs in Birmingham, but here, I mean, if you're desperate...
I am.
Well, there's folk at the Green Man, there's karaoke at the Plough.
Not really what I was after.
Why don't you ask me?
Oh, you won't know anywhere to go.
Why not?
You never go out.
I'm always out. Me and my mates pull all-nighters all the time.
Oh, actually, you do know that an all-nighter isn't a night shift. It does involve actual alcohol and real-life partying, not just nursing a sick person all night.
I can out-party you any day.
Yeah, when?
This week, definitely.
You're on.
And even when I think I'm coming to an end, a new front opens up.
This case means a lot to you.
Well, of course it does. The victims take years to recover, and even then...
Have you come across many of these types of situations? Sorry, that's none of my business.
Friend of mine. She was at a posh boarding school in the 70s. She's a great tennis player, tipped to go far. Till she got a new coach. Of course, the staff didn't want to know. She was disturbed, she was a troublemaker. Even when she fell from a tree, broke her leg, she was attention-seeking. But at least it stopped the tennis lessons.
And the abuse.
She never even told her family. It left her fragile.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Every little setback destroyed her. However much I tried, I couldn't make it better.
If only someone had believed her at the time.
Oh, it would have changed everything. I know it would.
Her life would have been different.
Yeah. So would mine.
Karen.
Oh, thank goodness.
What?
It's Noakes. He's here.
Noakes?
Yeah, he's talking to Daniel at the minute. Do you think he's going to want to interview me?
Hang on a minute, let me just turn the iron off.
Yeah, to make things worse for your disciplinary. Hang on a minute. Iron?
Yeah, I need a shirt for tomorrow.
You going fishing?
No, I'm not. I'm going to work. They've lifted the disciplinary.
Oh, Rob, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I know. Maybe they'll go back to thinking I'm a great copper again.
You are a great copper. Unlike that idiot. I cannot wait to tell him that you've been reinstated. The look on his face.
There's no need. He was round here earlier.
At our house, again?
He spoke up for us. He got things sorted out. So I suppose that sort of makes him all right, really.
Are you serious?
Better than I thought, anyway.
Recommendations, inquiries, new systems. We're still too slow to work out what's happening.
And to stop it.
Which is why this case, this work has to continue, whatever it takes.
Well, then I'm afraid we've got a problem.
I'm sorry?
Your health is going to suffer. It is already, if you continue to put this much pressure on yourself.
That's up to me.
You've got to be realistic, Tess.
Are you telling me to give up?
No, but I'm asking you to face facts. Medical facts. This is a serious condition. I'm sorry, but there must be other people, good officers, that you can train up.
I'm not finished yet. The tremors, they could be any number of things.
Yes, you're right. But the worst case scenario is that the medication is losing its effectiveness as the condition progresses. Now, I will arrange for you to see a neurologist, but in the meantime, my advice about reducing stress still stands. No. Again, I'm sorry. I know that this isn't what you wanted to hear. But you did a really good job out there. And there are many people who are extremely thankful to you, including me and Jade.
Des? You okay?
I don't know.
Well, listen, there's an estate agent valuing Dad's house this afternoon, but I was thinking I might just cancel him. And I know I'd have to work my notice in Edinburgh, but surely I can't mess up every job interview I get.
You're moving back?
It's just an idea.
I don't know what to say.
Well, tell me not to, if that's how you feel.
You know how I feel. It's how I've always felt. Caroline, if this has got anything to do with the Parkinson's, I don't want...
Listen, we've both got problems, haven't we? Why not help each other? I mean, it might not work out. I realise we don't really know each other anymore.
We've not changed that much.
I don't know about that. But I think it might be worth finding out. Don't you?
Come in.
Got a minute?
Sure.
I've been thinking. I agree that Joe should have as much of our time as we can give him.
He needs help to boost his development.
What he needs is to feel loved.
He does feel loved. Daniel, this isn't about me.
I know. But he would benefit from us working less.
You mean from me working less? Or are you volunteering now?
I would. But the clinic is such a big part of our income, and it's doing really well. We could survive without your salary for a while.
Okay. But I'm not so sure.
And then once he's been at school for a little while, a few months, then we can look at...
Okay, Daniel, stop. I'm sorry, but you were right. I can't see myself as some kind of housewife with nothing to say for myself, bypassing my brain to put tea on the table.
What?
We are equal, and I like that. I need it. Joe needs it.
So we're staying as we are.
Yes. But from now on, every weekend is all about our little boy.
I still want my tea on the table. There's a pile of washing you've neglected. I'm beginning to think you don't enjoy it. There's also some ivy that...
How much notice will you need to give?
Well...
Oh, hang on a second. Dr. Clay. Dr. Clay, can I have a word? Can we go inside for a moment?
I've got home visits.
It won't take long.
Anything you want to say, you can say to me right here.
Look, I realise you're upset by what happened. This kind of case, there's always some kind of regrettable collateral damage.
Collateral damage?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not saying this very well.
You turn people's lives upside down, and that's the best you can do.
What I'm saying is we got the right result. That's what's important.
Unbelievable.
Look, I had to use any and every technique available to me to sort the good from the bad.
Does that include bullying and humiliating your colleagues?
Chief, that's enough.
Yeah, I was a good police surgeon. I was an excellent one.
Which is why I'm going to recommend that you're reinstated.
Oh, don't bother, because I won't be going back to the station.
Look, I'm sorry you feel that way. I never
There is nothing you can say to change my mind, so just don't waste your breath.
Hogan, good morning.
I'm sorry to disturb, but I have something of a crisis on my hands.
Right. The WI is a family, and families stick together. I think it's time for Plan B, don't you?
No. I would not be asking if I was not desperate. I will do anything.
Chocolate and banana cake.